They were expecting a huge amount of change with patch 5 because the community's been in the uproar and the player base is down. You know what the update was for patch 5? Removing the snow in those courtside reports. Let me remind y'all. Hopefully this video will serve as documentation that they go through extensive amount of efforts to market the game, but they don't put those same efforts into the actual gameplay. I know this hands down because a huge portion of our own personal community within the 2K community refuses to pre-order 2K22. So pre-orders for 2K22 are going to be down. Kobe spirit is not in 2K. I tell you that hands down. That's my own personal opinion. I don't know if you guys feel the same, but I just don't feel the spirit of Kobe within 2K. Doesn't seem realistic enough for us. And I don't mean to say that it doesn't look real. What I mean to say is that the gameplay mechanics are so off from what true basketball is. It just doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like you're playing real basketball. When you get a W, you feel like you're taking an L. It's draining, it's depleting. You don't feel good or incentivized for your efforts. Hey, what's up, YouTube? You already know I'm AllCity with AllCityLiveTV.com, and thank you for tuning in. Is it too late for patch 5? Can patch 5 save NBA 2K21 on next gen? And I don't think it even comes close to being what the community needed out of patch 5. First of all, we don't even know if this is actually the number patch 5. There is a courtside report number 5 that was released with the patch notes, and they went over everything that they updated with the most recent patch. Before we get into that, I want to show you guys something really interesting. Let me see if I can move my webcam up and over so you guys could kind of see what I'm referring to. I'm gonna put at the top right here. Take a look at the hours played for NBA 2K21. 474 hours played with only 27% completion as far as those trophies go. Now, one thing that I want to mention about 2K is that they have this ability to keep players on their game for an extended amount of hours. Now, it's up to the developer to create incentives that actually want to encourage players to stay on there. And I think that's where 2K21 on next gen is really suffering. Those incentives aren't there for the gamer, and they starting to realize that the amount of playing time is not equating to any level of a good incentive for them to continue playing. If you take a look at the amount of hours played for NBA 2K20, I played 2,382 hours. Yeah, I might be like, damn, City of Sweat, get off the game, go get a life. I feel you, but when I enjoy something, I play it. When I don't enjoy something, I don't play it. Now, again, basketball is like where my passion lies as far as gaming is concerned. So this is why I would normally be on a 2K release, playing to get the most rep as much as I can. And that's what I would normally do. When I created the channel, I figured I'd make it on 2K because it was the game that I actually played the most. Now, my game, like my playing time for 2K has dropped tremendously, and this is all facts. Shout out to the homie Tanner, because he put me on getting the amount of hours you played for each game so that you can take a look at how much time you're investing. If you want to check out your amount of time, just go into your profiles and go into your profile, go into games, and it'll show you a list of games here like this, and it'll tell you the total amount of hours played. Now, don't think for a second that 2K does not have this same information. Don't think for a second that 2K doesn't know that you guys are not playing the game nearly as much as you used to. And they do. I gotta give it to 2K, because they have the excuse, and this is why we're getting to see a lot more effort being devoted to current gen and 2K20, because they know the numbers are down for 2K21 on next gen, as it shows right here. I'm a player. I'm a veteran of the game. When I had these 2,382 hours played, I hit legend on this. And I think that's just entirely way too much time for an incentive to hit legend. I think it's just way too long to beat the game, because as far as like park players are concerned, or people that grind for rep, hitting legend is what's considered beating the game. And that's just entirely too long. So there needs to be more incentives along the way, which 2K really suffers with. And we all know this. We all know that, you know, the problem with 2K21 on next gen as well is that even when you get a W, you feel like you're taking a L. And that's just, you can't make that happen when we're out here grinding extended periods of time. Think about it for a second, y'all. There is no other game that you invest this amount of time in and get very little incentive. I can't think of any other game that I've invested so much time into. And it's just no mas. I know a lot of people are feeling the same way. We got some veterans within our community and I'm not only talking about the 2K community, but I'm talking about the AllCity Live TV community within our Discord that are just giving up on 2K as well. It was like patch 5 was the last straw. They can't take it no more. They were expecting a huge amount of change with patch 5 because the community's been in the uproar and the player base is down. So they're thinking that they're gonna get something. 2K is gonna show us something because it's a AAA developer and they're not just gonna let this release on next gen go, but they are. You know what the update was for patch 5? Removing the snow. Now they like to, if you guys don't remember, they used to add many more fixes at the end of every patch notes release, but now they just, you know, rephrase that and they put something along the lines of, we want to make it a better experience for you. Well, you're failing, 2K. You're failing at making it a better experience for us. When you have patch notes, when you have a huge portion of the community just leaving to play different games because the park just doesn't seem realistic enough for us. And I don't mean to say that it doesn't look real. What I mean to say is that the gameplay mechanics are so off from what true basketball is. It just doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like you're playing real basketball. When you get a W, you feel like you're taking an L. It's draining, it's depleting. You don't feel good or incentivized for your efforts. So when that happens, the player base dwindles. And that's what's happening with 2K, and they release a patch that really only refers to removing snow from the park or the city. They don't talk about gameplay mechanics. They release a general statement at the end. But when it comes to my team, they have a whole long list of things that have been changed for my team. And why is that, 2K community? Because my team is the money maker for 2K. And there you have it in a nutshell. When the 2K community starts limiting the amount of microtransactions, 2K then in turn, they're in this transition phase, y'all, because 2K is gonna then in turn redirect their focus toward the money making item, just like current gen is the money maker for them right now, and my team is the money maker for them right now. So all the focus is redirected to them, I guess, toward the end of this release, and then they're gonna start their marketing campaign for 2K22. But I know a lot of you guys, I know this hands down because a huge portion of our own personal community within the 2K community refuses to pre-order 2K22. So pre-orders for 2K22 are gonna be down despite their marketing efforts or whatever their courtside reports that they use to market, because they release these super extensive courtside reports detailing what's to come with the next release, like they did for NBA 2K21 on next gen, and we didn't receive anything they mentioned in those courtside reports. So let me remind y'all, hopefully this video will serve as documentation that they go through extensive amount of efforts to market the game, but they don't put those same efforts into the actual gameplay. So they'll tell you that this is gonna happen. You're gonna get these defensive stances. You're gonna be able to choose this. You're gonna get a Mamba, like the rec is gonna be called the Mamba Center, something like that. They really, and another thing that I want to talk about that really kind of just sealed the deal for me and 2K as far as this 2K21 on next gen is that they completely used and abused the Mamba name, the idea of having a Mamba mentality. They used Kobe's name, the Bryant name. They put him on the covers. They created a court and put it in the middle of nowhere where nobody plays. There's no events there. There's nothing that encourages the idea of having a Mamba mentality in NBA 2K21 for next gen. But they did want to brand. They did want to use that for marketing. And that, to me, makes it a real slimy move. Now, a lot of people on the outside looking in may say like, hey, well, they tried. Yeah, sure enough, they tried. Trust and believe. 2K was hella incentivized for using the Bryant name more than they actually put effort into the game for us to feel like we had that Mamba mentality, for us to feel like we were there. We had Kobe spirit in the game. Kobe spirit is not in 2K. I tell you that hands down. That's my own personal opinion. I don't know if you guys feel the same, but I just don't feel the spirit of Kobe within 2K. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed this video, found it helpful and or informative, please consider dropping a like. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, as we intend to have a ton of next gen content coming your way. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Easy, y'all.